What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here tonight with the review for Power. This is season 6, episode 4, and it was titled, Why is Tommy Still Alive? That is a good question. So, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video. Alright, you guys, so the episode, it opens, and we see Angela's ghost. I'm like, oh my god. Why aren't you dead? Dead? Huh. So she comes back and she blames James for her death, saying that he chose Tommy over her, and he always, how he always chooses Tommy over her. I'm like, oh my god, Angela, shut up and die, please. And, she says he feels guilty, but he's still in her life. And, then when she disappears, Jason calls him about his money. So we see Ghost, and, so what I'm going to do right here is all these scenes with Ghost and Angela, I'm going to put them together because I don't want to talk about them too long. This happened at the end of the episode. So Angela showed up once again, and she's saying, Ghost is telling her that he's sorry that he's sorry she's dead. He admitted he killed Terry, which we all knew that. That's not a shocker. And he says that he has to let go of her, and he has to let go of her and this thing he has with Tommy. And then he tells her, he let that witness go, which we'll get into that a little bit later. Why he let the witness go, and he did not want to kill her. That he wants to be the man that Angela wanted him to be. I'm like, oh, okay, if you say so, Ghost. So then we also see Ghost, and he pays Jason's goons, and he tells them that he doesn't have anything else, and that they need to relay that message back to Jason. And they tell him, if you don't pay us, you don't pay Jason, you're gonna be dead. And he's like, well, if I'm dead, Jason ain't getting no money from me, so something has to happen. So then we see James, and he is at Truth, and he's talking to Tate, and he's asking Tate to shut down the city block. And at first Tate is like, you know what, I can't do this. And he's like, is this something that's gonna come back and bite me in the ass? He's like, no, it's not gonna do that. And then he says, you know what, I'll make some calls. And then after that, he texts Will and tells Will to keep an eye on Ghost. So we're going to pause right here and move on to the next. All right, you guys. So next we got Tommy with his crack squad of goons. So he's telling them about a new shipment that they have. And while he's talking to them about this shipment, his phone keeps ringing. So one of them is like, you know what, I bet that's his girl. And then the other one's like, nah, that's his mama. And then he tells him, it's my girl. And then he's like, yep. The big dude, he's like, yep, give me my money. He says about my mama. And they were like, yep, give us our money. So, he finds out. So he goes home, and Kate is there with Keisha. And the reason why Kate is there is because Kate is, going to stay with him for a few days because her apartment is being fumigated. So later in the episode, we see Tommy and the goon squad, crack goon squad, and they are getting ready to make their delivery. But one of them comes in and tells Tommy, like, yo, the streets are closed off right now, so what are we going to do? And so Tommy's sitting there thinking, like, man, what are we going to do? Well, Tommy comes up with the bright idea to get in the ambulance because, if you turn on the sirens, people have to get over to let an ambulance or a police truck or a fire wagon through. So we see that Ghost is watching Tommy, and then we also see that Ghost is being watched by Will, who then texts Rashad Tate to let him know something's about to go down. So then we see Ghost, he gets into his car. As Tommy and them are getting, driving out, Ghost takes his car and he just rams right into them, and then he starts shooting at Tommy and 2-Bit. And I was just like, man, it would have been cool if he had to hit 2-Bit, but he didn't. So then we see as a police car pulls up and pulls their gun out on Ghost and tell him to get out the car. So then we see the police. They take Ghost back to Truth, and Tate is there. And, Tate is like, I asked you, was this going to blow up in my face? Like, you lucky that I had them on my side because this could have been a lot worse. And then, Ghost tells him, like, I was trying to protect you. And, what did he say? Yeah, he says he was trying to protect him, and he basically tells him, get out of my office. So, I forgot. Oh, God. She appeared again. Angela appeared again, and he said that he tried to kill Tommy, and she says he didn't, and she only asked him why was Tommy alive, which I probably forgot to mention that. Oh God, I can't with Angela. So then Tommy is talking to Vincent. He's trying to work with Vincent again. So then while he's talking to Vincent, Vincent pulls out some drugs. And Tommy looks at this like, wait a minute. That's my shit. Like, where'd you get it from? And Vincent said it was this kid that's, that's cool with, Kanan. He says, kid, he yay high. He was like, yeah. He's like, that's my godson. And, Tom was like, leave my godson alone. And Vince's like, oh, leave your godson alone, but you got my godson killed. Yeah, right. Get out of here with that crap. And then Vincent tells him to leave. So then we see Keisha, and she's talking to Kate about Holly. And then Cash comes into the house, and, Keisha was talking to him. He won't listen to her. She's like, Cash, I'm talking to you. So then Keisha goes up to Cash, and realizes that Cash had got jumped, and his backpack was stolen by some kids in Tommy's neighborhood. So Keisha wants to go out there and fuck somebody up. And, Kate tries to stop her. And then, Keisha was like, what would you do if it was your son? She says, you know what? I'd do the same thing. Go out there and fuck him up. And I'm just like, and I was just looking, there's some things that I've noticed in the last few episodes about Lala. One, her acting is not that great. Two, her ass. Her ass is getting faker looking and faker looking. Like, stop hanging with the Kardashians. Please stop hanging with them, because you're looking as ridiculous as they do. So then we see Tommy. He goes home, and Kate is still there, and she says that she likes Keisha, but she tells him Keisha is not the one, and she tells him that Keisha will always put her son first, and she says, I was right about Teresi and I'm right about Keisha, and Tommy's like, you weren't right about Teresi, and he tells, you know what, Ma, get the fuck out. And I'm just like, damn, Tommy, like, you gonna tell her to get the fuck out? Okay. I'm like, oh, I felt bad for it. But I do agree with Kate. I really do. I don't think Keisha's the one, but whatever. So then we last see Keisha and Tommy in bed, and Keisha is so proud about herself for beating up a kid. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And Tommy tells her that Kate said that she doesn't feel that she's the one, and she feels like she's gonna always put her son first. And Tommy said, but what she doesn't know is that I'm always gonna put you and Cash first. And I'm just like, Tommy, why? Keisha is gonna fuck up eventually, and you're gonna have to kill her. I just don't get why Tommy's putting a lot of trust in Keisha. Can't figure that out. All right, so next, you guys, we got Sax. So Sax is in the office with Lindsay, and they're listening to this recording that Lindsay has from the little girl's backpack. all that footage showed, when he played it, all it showed was that she was a horrible mother. The little girl called her a bitch, and she hauled off and slapped her. And I'm like, damn. So, she tells, Sax is pissed off because he's like, there's nothing I can do with this. And, she mentions that, Tommy did visit Joey the other night. So then we see Sax, and he's asking Proctor, like, why is he protecting people like Tommy Egan and James St. Patrick? And, Sax is trying to do is he's trying to play hardball with both Lindsay and with Proctor. But you're not going to get anywhere with Proctor, unfortunately. And what he's trying to do with Proctor is he's trying to use the custody of the little girl to get him. So then we see Proctor. He drops off his daughter with Lindsay. And Lindsay got a letter from the Bar Association, and she failed that bar exam. So then Proctor, he's trying to get at her by letting her know that he's in a new relationship, which we all know he's not. He put out an engagement ring that he was going to supposedly pop a question to her. And he's like, so, I'm in a good spot with my relationship, and you're in a good spot with your new job. So all is good with us. So then after he leaves, we see Lindsay, and she goes and looks for some cocaine, and she finds some, and then she starts, putting it on her gums, and then she texts her connect to ask for more product. I'm like, damn. Like, I know passing the bar exam is a big thing, but, like, really? It was that detrimental that she had to go and, go back to her old habit? So then we see Proctor. He's back at Lindsay's apartment because Lindsay has, got some more drugs, and she's flipped the hell out, and the little girl has called Proctor. And in the process of that, I think she started having I think she had a heart attack because, she was like, she feels funny. And Proctor was getting ready to call the police, but, he stopped because he was like, you know what, you're not going to take my child from me. And he let her have a seizure, and die. And I'm like, oh my God, Proctor, like that's wrong. I mean, I get, no, I don't get it. I'm not gonna say that, but damn. And then the bug was still recording, but that bug is inadmissible in court because Sachs has gone the illegal route to get that. So even if Sachs has it on recording, it's inadmissible in court because it's illegally obtained. But we're gonna move on. All right, so then we see James. He's at his office in Truth, and Proctor shows up with Dre, and Ghost is like, "Wait a minute, why did you bring him in here?" And Ghost is like, "I'm gonna kill you," and I'm just like, "Calm down, calm down." So Proctor does calm him down, and Dre tells Ghost that he tells him everything that he knows about the witness, and Ghost is like, "Why are you even helping me?" He's like, what do they have on you? He's like, they have my daughter. And, he says Ghost's like, okay, anytime you meet with them, you're going to wear a wire and we're going to hear everything that you say. So then we see Proctor. He tells, Ghost that Dre checks out. Like, Sax has his daughter. And, he tells, so we see Dre, he's telling Sax that, it seems that Ghost is clean. And then we see that Proctor and James are out in the truck listening to this. And then, Proctor realizes, hey, Sachs is doing this off the book. So this is not legal and it's not ethical. So then we see Sachs, he goes to the witness and then Dre texts them and tells them, hey, I got her address. So then we also see Dre. Dre is playing both sides. Because Dre gets a call from an upset Sachs because Ghost did not kill Maria. And wait a minute, where is that at? Oh yeah, he gets the reason why he was upset because Ghost didn't kill Maria is because we saw Jason. Jason went to the club, and Jason was trying to figure out how Ghost got help with trying to kill Tommy. And then Jason tells him, what, if you kill Tommy, that'll make everything better for you, and you can be my new connect. And he's like, no, I'm not in that lifestyle anymore. And he's not taking no more hits at Tommy. So then we see Dre. He texts Sachs that Ghost is trapped and they're on the move. So then they go to Maria's apartment, and Dre texts him and says, texts Sachs and says, he texts Sachs, and he texts him that they're there, and Sachs like, keep him there because the FBI is on their way. So then they go into Dre knocks on her door, and he comes up with some kind of excuse. And then Ghost comes in and she just starts bawling, crying. And, Ghost goes into his pocket. He puts his gloves on. He goes into his pockets, and I think he's reaching for his gun. But no, he's reaching for the money, some money that he took when he left the club. And he tells her, here, take this money. If you need to leave, leave. Start a new life. Do whatever you got to do. He's like, I don't want to be that person anymore. Like, I want to be a better person. I'm like, is this a trick or what? So then, Dre texts, Dre Big Nose ass texts Sachs and tell him, no kill. He didn't kill her. So, call it off. So they then leave, and like, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, Ghost, you don't see how fidgety he is? Like, nigga is fidgety as hell, but you not paying attention to that. And I'm like, and then they, Dre was looking in the side mirror. I'm like, Ghost, look in your rearview mirror or look in your side mirror, and you can clearly see there are FBI agents right behind you. Like, that was obvious to me. I thought he saw the agents, but he didn't say nothing to him. Like, okay, what? All right. So next we see Tasha. So Tasha calls her lawyer and she tells her to put a hold on the divorce. She's not gonna move forward with it right now. So she's at the daycare. And then a guy named Q comes in to check out the daycare. And, he's like, she's like, well, we're not open yet. But what I can do is I can take your number. And once we, open, I can, reach out to you. He says, when a pretty lady asks me for my number, I'm going to give it to her. So, then she gets a call about, dissolving the Rainer's trust. And the fact that she needs to come in and sign her maiden name since that's what she's going by because it's signed Tasha St. Patrick. And she was like, wait a minute. I came in and did that. He was like, no, your husband came in with the paperwork saying that you signed it, at the house. She's like, oh, okay, that shady ass nigga, motherfucker. I'm trying not to say nigga so much. So then we see Tasha. She went to Tate's office because she was upset And Ramona was there, and she's trying to tell Ramona like, I'm trying to tell Tate about who he's working with, because he dissolved my daughter's trust without my knowledge. And she's like, well, I think he put it towards the Queen's Child Project. And so I was like, I don't care about that. Like, that money is equally mine, so I don't care. And then, Ramon's trying to tell her, well, I left my marriage with nothing. She said, but you don't have kids. Like, everything that I'm doing is for my kids. And she says, if I have to use that card, I will use it. And Ramona says that, she needs to forget him and move on. And I'm just like, but he sat there and he forged her name on some documents, legal documents at that, just to get the money. Like, are you serious? So then we see Q. He returns back to the daycare and he wants to take Tasha out for a drink. And she's like, you know what? I don't do bars. I don't do clubs. So not going to happen. So then, they start kissing each other. And I'm like, Tasha, are you really about to do what I think you're about to do? Like, girl, do not have sex with him. You don't know him. But Tasha put the brakes on it. And, he asked her, so can I take you on a date sometime? She says, you know what? I'll call you. So then we see Q return to the daycare again with his daughter. And Tasha says, she can let things, she says she let things go too far the last time and that it can't happen again. And he says, this is about her, is this about your ex? And, he says he can handle him. And I'm like, are you sure? And then he's not going anywhere. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, her last dude that she was with, you might not know him. You don't know him. But her ex-husband killed him. Just putting it out there. So then we see Ghost. He comes to the daycare and he's upset with Tasha because Tasha took the money from Raina's trust. And she's like, I know you're not talking about me taking money from Raina's trust. You signed my name without, you forged my name. Like, are you serious? Like, I could have turned you in, but I didn't. I just took the money and I opened up this daycare. And I'm just like, are you serious? You are a true hypocrite. You know that, right, Ghost? Okay. So then Q walks in again and I'm like, oh my God. Ghost don't like that. Like, he was free to be with Angela all he wanted to. But Tasha couldn't have not one dude hit on her, look at her, smell her, do anything to her because he gets defensive, he gets territorial, and it's just like, but you don't want to be with her. Make that make sense to me, Ghost. Please make that shit make sense. All right, you guys. And then lastly, we got Tariq. So we see Tariq. He got a text from Vincent. He says it's delivery time. So then we see him as he goes and steals his Uncle Tommy's drugs. I'm like, really, little boy? Okay. So then we see Tommy. He goes to Tariq and he asks Tariq about the drugs. And then he finds them and he asks him, like, where'd you get these drugs? And he said, Kanan. And, Tommy's like, Kanan should have gave you these drugs. So he was like, you know what? I'm going to take these drugs. And then he tells him, like, I want you to stop, Tariq. And Tariq was like, yeah, Uncle Tommy, I'll stop. And I'm like, Tommy, do you really, truly, 100% believe this dude? Like, are you serious? You believe him? He has lied about a lot of stuff, and you're going to believe him about this. Okay, Tommy, you deserve whatever happens to you. So then we see Vincent with Tariq. And, he is upset because, he didn't know that he was Tommy's godson. And he didn't know he was Ghost's son. And he tells him, you know what, little man? You come back tomorrow, you better have twice the weight. And, one of Vincent's associates like, so you still gonna work with him knowing that he is Tommy's godson and Ghost's son? He said, yes, I am definitely gonna work with him. He said, I can kill him whenever I want to, but the better thing is I have control over him, his daddy, and his uncle. So what do you do with that? You take full advantage of it. And then we lastly see Tariq with Effie in his room. And they were, connected with each other and they kissed each other. It's going to be something between those two. And you guys, that was the episode. So be sure to like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys later. That was 3 videos in one night.